What is the main plot or storyline of the book? To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee follows the story of Scout Finch, a young girl in the racially divided town of Macomb, Alabama, during the 1930s. The novel explores themes of racial injustice, morality, and compassion as Scout and her brother Jem witness their father, Atticus Finch, defend Tom Robinson, a black man falsely accused of raping a white woman. Through Scout's eyes, the book addresses the complexities of human behavior and the loss of innocence. Who are the main characters, and how would you describe them? Scout Finch, Jean Louise Finch the young, curious narrator of the story. She's intelligent, tomboyish, and often questions the world around her. Atticus Finch, Scout's father, a wise and moral lawyer who values justice and equality. He serves as a role model for his children. Jem Finch, Jeremy Atticus Finch, Scout's older brother. He matures throughout the story, grappling with his understanding of morality and justice. Tom Robinson, a black man accused of raping a white woman. His trial is central to the novel's exploration of racial injustice. Boo Radley, Arthur Radley, a reclusive neighbor who becomes a subject of fascination for Scout and Jem. Despite rumors, he is revealed to be kind-hearted. Calpurnia, the Finch family's housekeeper. She acts as a mother figure to Scout and Jem and bridges their understanding of the black community. Mayella Ewell, the woman who accuses Tom Robinson of rape. She is a complex character caught in difficult circumstances. Bob Ewell, Mayella's father, who represents ignorance and racism. He is antagonistic and abusive. How do the characters change and develop throughout the story? Scout Finch, she grows from an innocent, curious child into someone more aware of the complexities of human nature and social injustices. Her understanding of morality and empathy deepens through her experiences. Jem Finch, Jem matures significantly, grappling with the harsh realities of racism and injustice. He becomes more reflective and protective, especially towards Scout, and his disillusionment with the legal system marks his growth. Atticus Finch, while Atticus remains consistent in his principles of justice and morality, the trial tests his resolve and exposes him to the town's hostility. His unwavering integrity influences his children profoundly. Tom Robinson, although he maintains his dignity throughout the trial, his character highlights the impact of racial injustice and prejudice, ultimately becoming a tragic figure. Boo Radley, Boo transforms from a mysterious figure of childhood superstition to a real, compassionate person. His actions at the end reveal his true nature and challenge the children's initial perceptions. Mayella Ewell, her character becomes more complex as the trial reveals her loneliness and desperation. She is a victim of her circumstances, evoking both sympathy and frustration. Bob Ewell, he remains antagonistic and embodies the town's racial prejudice. His actions escalate towards the end, highlighting the dangers of hatred and ignorance. What are the major events or conflicts in the book? Scout and Jem's curiosity about Boo Radley, the children's fascination with their reclusive neighbor, Boo, leads to various adventures and a gradual understanding of his true nature. Tom Robinson's trial, the central conflict revolves around Tom Robinson, a black man falsely accused of raping Mayella Ewell. Atticus Finch defends him, highlighting racial tensions and injustice in Macomb. Racial prejudice, the trial exposes deep-seated racism in the community, affecting how characters interact and revealing societal flaws. Atticus's moral stand, Atticus represents moral integrity and justice, standing firm against the town's prejudice, which places him and his family in difficult situations. Bob Ewell's revenge, after the trial, Bob Ewell seeks revenge against Atticus and his family, leading to a climactic confrontation that impacts Scout and Jem profoundly. Scout's growth and understanding. Throughout these events, Scout learns valuable lessons about empathy, human nature, and the complexities of morality. What are the central themes or messages conveyed in the book? Racial injustice. The novel explores the deep-seated racism in the American South and its impact on individuals and society. Moral growth. Through the characters, particularly Scout and Jem, the story emphasizes the importance of developing a strong moral compass and empathy. Compassion and understanding. Atticus teaches his children to see the world from others' perspectives, promoting understanding and tolerance. Loss of innocence. The children confront harsh realities, leading to a loss of innocence but also a deeper understanding of human nature. Courage. Courage is depicted not only through physical bravery but also through standing up for what is right, as exemplified by Atticus and others. Are there any symbols or motifs that appear throughout the story? What do they represent? The mockingbird represents innocence and goodness. Atticus teaches that it's a sin to kill a mockingbird, symbolizing the importance of protecting innocent people like Tom Robinson and Boo Radley. The Radley house symbolizes fear and mystery. Initially seen as a place of superstition, it later reveals the theme of understanding and compassion as the children learn more about Boo Radley. The camellias, Mrs. Dubose's camellias symbolize courage and the struggle to overcome personal demons. Jem's destruction of the flowers and Mrs. Dubose's battle with addiction highlight themes of growth and redemption. The knothole. The gifts left in the knothole of the Radley tree symbolize communication and friendship between Boo Radley and the children, breaking down initial misconceptions. Atticus's glasses represent wisdom and moral clarity. When he removes them during critical moments, it signifies his focus and determination to address injustice. How do the themes and symbols contribute to the overall meaning of the book? Highlighting racial injustice. The mockingbird symbolizes innocence, reinforcing the tragedy of harming those who mean no harm, like Tom Robinson. This underscores the destructive impact of racism. Emphasizing moral growth. Through motifs like the Radley house and the knothole, the story illustrates Scout and Jem's journey from fear and ignorance to understanding and empathy, reflecting their moral development. Promoting compassion. The symbols encourage readers to view the world from others' perspectives, as Atticus teaches, fostering themes of empathy and understanding. Exploring courage. Symbols like the camellias represent personal battles and resilience, highlighting the theme that true courage involves fighting inner struggles and standing up for what is right, as shown by Atticus and Mrs. Dubose. Where and when does the story take place? How does the setting impact the events and characters? To Kill a Mockingbird is set in the fictional town of Macomb, Alabama, during the 1930s, amidst the Great Depression. The setting significantly impacts the events and characters. Historical context. The 1930s were marked by economic hardship and racial segregation, influencing the town's social dynamics and the pervasive racial prejudice central to the story. Small-town life. Macomb's close-knit, insular community amplifies the impact of gossip and judgment, shaping characters' reputations and interactions. Racial tensions. The setting highlights systemic racism and injustice, directly affecting the trial of Tom Robinson and the Finch family's experiences. Moral landscape. The town serves as a microcosm for exploring themes of morality, with characters like Atticus standing out against a backdrop of prejudice and ignorance, ultimately shaping the children's understanding of right and wrong. What kind of atmosphere or mood does the author create through the setting and descriptions? Harper Lee creates an atmosphere in To Kill a Mockingbird that is both nostalgic and tense. Through vivid descriptions of Macomb, Alabama, the mood is often reflective of small-town life with its slow pace and tight-knit community. However, underlying this is a tension due to the racial and social injustices that pervade the town. This combination evokes a sense of warmth and familiarity, contrasted with a pervasive feeling of unease and moral conflict, reflecting the complexities of human nature and society. How would you describe the author's writing style? Is it formal, informal, poetic, etc.? Harper Lee's writing style in To Kill a Mockingbird is conversational and accessible, capturing the voice of a young Scout Finch. It combines informal dialogue with rich, vivid descriptions, creating a sense of place and character. The style is often poetic, especially in its use of imagery and symbolism, while also effectively conveying complex themes through simple, powerful language. Are there any particularly memorable or impactful quotes from the book? Why do you think they stand out? Yes, several memorable quotes from To Kill a Mockingbird stand out. You never really understand a person until you consider things from his point of view. Atticus Finch. This quote encapsulates the theme of empathy and understanding, emphasizing the importance of seeing the world from others' perspectives. It's a sin to kill a mockingbird. This line symbolizes the innocence that should be protected, reinforcing the novel's moral message about harming those who do no wrong. The one thing that doesn't abide by majority rule is a person's conscience. This highlights the theme of individual morality and integrity, reflecting Atticus's belief in doing what is right despite societal pressures. These quotes stand out because they encapsulate the core themes of empathy, morality, and justice that permeate the novel, making them both impactful and thought-provoking. Why do you think the author wrote this book? What might have been their purpose or message? Harper Lee likely wrote To Kill a Mockingbird to explore and critique the deep-seated racial and social injustices in the American South. Through the narrative, she aimed to shed light on the complexities of human nature, emphasizing themes of empathy, moral integrity, and the loss of innocence. By portraying these issues through the eyes of a child, Lee effectively engages readers in a profound reflection on the importance of understanding and combating prejudice and inequality. Her purpose was to encourage readers to examine their own beliefs and behaviors in the context of broader societal issues. How does the author use the characters and plot to convey their ideas? Harper Lee uses characters and plot in To Kill a Mockingbird to convey her ideas in the following ways. Characters. Atticus Finch represents morality and justice, serving as a role model for integrity and empathy. Scout and Jem Finch, their growth and experiences highlight themes of innocence, understanding, and moral development. Tom Robinson, his trial exposes racial injustice and prejudice. Boo Radley, initially a source of fear, he ultimately symbolizes understanding and compassion. Plot. Tom Robinson's trial, central to illustrating racial tensions and the failure of justice in the face of prejudice. Children's adventures. Through their interactions with Boo Radley and the community, the narrative explores themes of fear, curiosity, and eventual empathy. Moral lessons. Events and dialogues, particularly involving Atticus, underscore key themes of seeing from others' perspectives and standing up for what is right. Through these elements, Lee effectively engages readers in a discussion about human behavior, justice, and the importance of empathy. How does this book compare to other books you've read in terms of themes or writing style? To Kill a Mockingbird compares to other classic novels in its exploration of themes like racial injustice, moral growth, and empathy. Its writing style, with a blend of conversational dialogue and poetic descriptions, is similar to works by authors like Mark Twain, who also use a child's perspective to tackle serious social issues. The book's focus on moral integrity and compassion resonates with themes found in other literary works that critique societal norms and encourage readers to reflect on human nature and justice. Are there any similar themes or elements present in other works of literature or media? Yes, similar themes and elements in other works of literature and media include racial injustice. Books like The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn by Mark Twain and The Color Purple by Alice Walker explore racial inequality and prejudice. Moral growth. The Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger and The Kite Runner by Khaled Hosseini focus on the protagonist's moral and emotional development. Empathy and understanding. Novels like Wonder by J. Palacio emphasized seeing the world from others' perspectives, much like Atticus's teachings. Loss of innocence. Works such as Lord of the Flies by William Golding explore the theme of lost innocence amid harsh realities. These themes are also present in various films and TV shows that address social issues and human nature, encouraging viewers to reflect on similar moral and ethical questions. How did the book make you feel, and why? To Kill a Mockingbird evokes a range of emotions due to its powerful portrayal of injustice, empathy, and moral dilemmas. It elicits feelings of empathy and sadness towards characters like Tom Robinson, who faces unfair treatment due to racism. The novel's exploration of childhood innocence and loss resonates deeply, prompting reflection on societal issues and the complexities of human behavior. What are your interpretations of certain events or character motivations? Here are some interpretations of events and character motivations in To Kill a Mockingbird. Tom Robinson's trial. The trial serves as a powerful commentary on racial prejudice and the flawed justice system of the time. Tom's decision to help Mayella Ewell, despite the consequences, highlights his inherent goodness and willingness to assist others, regardless of race. Atticus Finch's motivations. Atticus's decision to defend Tom Robinson stems from his belief in justice and equality. His calm demeanor and steadfastness during the trial reflect his commitment to upholding moral principles, even in the face of hostility. Boo Radley's actions. Boo's reclusive behavior and eventual acts of kindness towards Scout and Jem suggest a desire to connect with others despite his isolation. His protective instincts towards the children and his eventual bravery in saving them from harm demonstrate his capacity for compassion and decency. Mayella Ewell's accusation. Mayella's false accusation against Tom Robinson can be seen as a desperate attempt to gain control over her life within the constraints of her abusive family and societal expectations. It underscores the destructive consequences of racism and the cycle of prejudice that perpetuates injustice. These interpretations highlight the complexity of human motives and the novel's exploration of moral integrity, empathy, and the consequences of societal norms. What historical or cultural factors might have influenced the author's writing? Harper Lee's writing in To Kill a Mockingbird was influenced by several historical and cultural factors of the time. Jim Crow laws and segregation. Growing up in the South during the era of Jim Crow laws, Lee witnessed firsthand the systemic racism and segregation that permeated society. This influenced her portrayal of racial injustice in Maycomb and the experiences of characters like Tom Robinson. Great Depression. The economic hardships of the Great Depression, which took place during the novel's setting in the 1930s, contributed to the novel's backdrop of poverty and social inequality. These conditions shaped the characters' lives and interactions. Civil rights movement. The novel was published in 1960, during the height of the civil rights movement in the United States. Lee's work contributed to discussions about racial equality and social justice, resonating with the movement's goals. Personal experiences. Lee's own experiences growing up in a small southern town and her observations of societal attitudes towards race and class informed her writing, lending authenticity to the novel's themes and characters. These historical and cultural factors provided a backdrop against which Lee crafted a narrative that continues to resonate with readers, offering insights into the complexities of prejudice, morality, and the human experience. How does the book reflect the time period in which it was written? To Kill a Mockingbird reflects the time period in which it was written, the early 1960s, through several key aspects. Civil rights context. The novel addresses issues of racial inequality and injustice during a time of significant civil rights activism and legal battles for desegregation. It portrays the deep-seated racism and prejudice prevalent in the American South during the 1930s, paralleling the racial tensions of the 1960s. Social and cultural norms. The novel examines societal norms and expectations, particularly regarding race, gender roles, and class divisions. It critiques these norms through characters like Atticus Finch, who challenges them in his defense of Tom Robinson. Narrative perspective. The narrative is told from the perspective of Scout Finch, a young girl whose innocence and coming-of-age experiences provide a lens through which readers can view the complexities of the time period. Her observations and interactions with the community reflect the attitudes and beliefs of the era. Legal and political climate. The trial of Tom Robinson and its outcome highlight the limitations of the legal system and the challenges faced by those seeking justice in a racially charged environment. This mirrors the legal battles and debates over civil rights during the 1960s. Overall, To Kill a Mockingbird serves as a powerful reflection of its time, capturing the struggles and moral dilemmas faced by individuals and society in confronting racial prejudice and striving for equality. What are some strengths and weaknesses of the book? Here are some strengths and weaknesses of To Kill a Mockingbird. Strengths. Powerful themes. The novel explores profound themes such as racial injustice, moral integrity, and the loss of innocence, resonating deeply with readers and provoking important discussions. Memorable characters. Characters like Atticus Finch, Scout, and Boo Radley are vividly drawn and complex, contributing to the novel's enduring impact. Narrative perspective. The use of Scout's perspective offers a unique and engaging viewpoint that allows readers to witness the events and lessons of the story through a child's eyes. Social commentary. The novel provides a critical commentary on societal norms and prejudices, encouraging readers to reflect on their own beliefs and values. Weaknesses. Limited diversity. The novel has been criticized for its limited portrayal of African American characters beyond stereotypes and its focus on the perspective of white characters. Simplification of issues. Some critics argue that the novel simplifies complex issues of race and justice, presenting them in a way that may not fully capture the nuances and complexities of real-life situations. Dependence on stereotypes. While some characters are deeply developed, others, particularly minor characters, may rely on stereotypes or lack depth. Nostalgic view. The novel's nostalgic portrayal of small-town Southern life may romanticize or idealize certain aspects, potentially glossing over harsher realities. Overall, while To Kill a Mockingbird is celebrated for its exploration of important themes and memorable characters, it also invites critical examination of its approach to race, characterization, and narrative perspective. Do you agree or disagree with certain aspects of the story or characters? Why? Many aspects of To Kill a Mockingbird are subject to interpretation and debate. For example, while the novel is praised for its portrayal of moral integrity and its critique of racial prejudice, some critics argue that its perspective may be limited by its focus on the experiences and viewpoints of white characters. This critique suggests that the novel could benefit from a more diverse and nuanced portrayal of African American characters and their perspectives. Similarly, discussions around the novel's depiction of Southern life and its treatment of complex social issues like racism are ongoing. Some readers may find the novel's portrayal of certain characters or events as stereotypical or idealized, while others appreciate its exploration of timeless themes and its ability to provoke empathy and reflection. Ultimately, interpretations of literature often depend on personal perspectives, cultural contexts, and societal values. Engaging in thoughtful discussions about these aspects can deepen our understanding of the novel's impact and relevance. Can you relate any themes or lessons from the book to your own life or current events? To Kill a Mockingbird addresses themes and lessons that remain relevant to real life and current events. Racial injustice. The novel's exploration of racial prejudice and the flawed justice system resonates with ongoing discussions about systemic racism and inequalities in society today. It encourages reflection on the ways prejudice and discrimination impact individuals and communities. Empathy and understanding. Atticus Finch's teachings about seeing the world from others' perspectives are timeless lessons in empathy. In today's diverse and interconnected world, promoting understanding and compassion across differences remains crucial. Moral integrity. The novel challenges readers to uphold moral principles even in the face of adversity. This lesson can be applied to personal decisions, societal responsibilities, and advocating for justice and equality. Loss of innocence. The theme of loss of innocence as Scout and Jem confront harsh realities parallels experiences of growing awareness and disillusionment in real life. It prompts discussions about how individuals navigate challenges to their beliefs and ideals. Courage. Characters like Atticus and Boo Radley demonstrate different forms of courage, moral courage in standing up for justice and personal courage in facing fears. These examples inspire reflection on what it means to act with bravery in difficult circumstances. Overall, To Kill a Mockingbird continues to serve as a relevant and thought-provoking exploration of fundamental human issues, offering insights and lessons that resonate with contemporary events and challenges.